The broadcast echoed through the galactic net with trembling urgency. This is High Chancellor Vurok of the Tharn Collective. Our world is gone. Our fleet's destroyed. We request immediate asylum with humanity's Deathworld fleet, please. We surrender. The council chamber fell into stunned silence. Entire species, once arrogant and powerful, were now whispering the name they had once feared, mocked, and dismissed. Humans. No one knew exactly where humanity had gone. After the siege of Agir 9, the entire human fleet vanished into the void, taking their wounded and their secrets with them. Some believed they returned to their Deathworld Earth, while others said they had colonized black hole fringes, where no sane creature dared fly. Now, after years of mocking their ways and underestimating their brutality, the same species that feared them most had no choice. They had to beg for help on the edge of the Zintari ruins, amidst the wreckage of a dozen burned-out moons. A signal blinked to life. The Deathworlders had answered. A single human vessel exited warp, a dark, angular beast of metal and fury. The hull bore no insignia, only deep scars and radiation burns. The ship's IFF read, DFS Vengeance Class. Hellwinter inside. Commander Raya Quinn leaned forward, narrowing her eyes at the alien flotilla drifting aimlessly in the dark. Tharn escape ships barely holding together, their power cores flickering. Scan them, she ordered. A soft voice replied, Seraph, the ship's AI. Life signs confirmed. Species, Tharn. Survivors, 3,942. All weapon systems offline. Power at 6%. No threat. Raya gave a cold nod. Patch me through. Moments later, the holographic image of High Chancellor Vurok shimmered before her. The once proud Tharn leader looked broken. His ornate robes were shredded. His 4 eyes were bloodshot. You came. He breathed as if the presence of a single human vessel was divine salvation. We heard your cry, Raya said. What happened? Vurok shivered. We colonized Zaldera. It was supposed to be a paradise rich in resources. But something was already there. Something ancient. It slaughtered everything. Cities gone overnight. Even our battle cruisers were ripped apart. He hesitated. We mocked humanity once. Called Earth a cruel joke of evolution. But now we understand. We need warriors from a world worse than what we fled. Raya didn't blink. You're asking Deathworlders to protect you? Yes, he whispered. You're the only ones who survived worse. They docked the Tharn ships under escort. Armed humans in exosuits guided the aliens aboard. The contrast was stark. The Tharn were tall, thin, bred for intellect. The humans looked like tanks on legs, muscles, scars, and eyes that had seen. Sons died. Young Ensign Malik watched one Tharn child cling to its injured parent. He looked to his squad leader. Why are we helping them? Malik asked. They laughed when Earth burned. They exiled us from the council. Sergeant Amani's voice was quiet. Because we know what it's like to run from monsters. We were alone once too, Malik nodded. But deep inside he knew. The Tharn had no idea what they were joining. That night, in the mess hall turned refugee ward, whispers echoed among the Tharn. Did you see the human medical bots? They inject nanits into open wounds. They train on asteroid storms and wind. One of them walked on a starship hull during a solar flare. Commander Raya Quinn heard it all. She stood silently above them, watching as exhausted Tharn found sleep among humanity's steel. They were safe for now. But what hunted them might be something even. Deathworlders couldn't handle so she sent a signal to the fleet core, a hidden network of surviving human. Ships spread across dead systems. Hellwinter reporting. Enemy unknown. Threat level possibly. Equivalent to Earth's Apex class. Requesting full Deathworld fleet response. The reply came instantly. Authorized. Earthborn awakened. Within hours, space shifted. One by one, Deathworld-class human ships uncloaked across the sector. Hundreds of warships, each a nightmare forged from the worst conditions in the galaxy, descended silently like WRAITHS. No lights, no anthem, just presence. The Thorn looked out the viewports and trembled. They saw ships that had weathered black hole storms, fleets armed with singularity cannons, and hulls layered with organically adaptive armor. They weren't saviors. They were survivors. Vuar OK whispered to himself, "We begged monsters to protect us." As the fleet moved to intercept the threat from Zalthera, Tharn civilians saw the humans preparing. They didn't pray. They didn't chant. They simply cleaned their weapons, checked armor, and nodded to one another. Raya stood before her soldiers. In the final briefing, the Tharn didn't come to us because they trusted us, she said. They came because we've danced with extinction and won. Our ancestors breathed poison air, survived megafauna, endured nuclear winters, and still built starships. She stared at her people, men and women born from war, shaped by Earth. They think we're monsters. Let's remind them. She paused, eyes cold. We're worse. The Battle of Zalthera will go down in galactic history. The enemy, whatever it had been, met something it had never faced before. Humans who had nothing left to lose. They fought like storms. They died like legends. They won. When it was over, the Tharn swore allegiance not through treaties, but through silence and awe. Epilogue months later. In a rebuilt chamber of the Galactic Council, a new seat stood at the center. It was black, unadorned. Forged from Earthstone. Engraved were just two words: Deathworld Fleet. And none dared speak when a human entered. Because now, the galaxy remembered, you don't beg Deathworlders for help. You surrender and pray they accept it.